Hello Anki, welcome to my video. I'm going to tell you about my lesson. The subject was body parts. The goals for the other subjects are 1. The student learn about body parts. 2. The students write down the body parts on notes. And 3. The students play a game with the names of the body parts. My own goals are telling my expectations. 2. Being consequent throughout the whole lesson. And 3. Appoint positive behavior. The goals for English are: the children understand the words eyebrow, eye, nose, mouth, chin, hair, ear, chest, arm, hand, head, leg, knee, foot, toe, stomach, lip, tooth, shoulder, back, bottom, hair and neck. The children understand the phrases: be quiet please, listen carefully, write down the names of the body parts on a note, stick it on the right body parts of your classmates. Which body part do you already know in English? And you can find the words on your worksheet. The things I needed were a worksheet, a list of body part names. It's important that the children know how to write the words, a poster, a set of post-its. And before I gave this lesson, I made a list of words and phrases that I used during the lesson. This is clever to use. And now the input. Important is the introduction. I told the children that we will have biology in English. The lesson is about body parts. I asked the children which body parts they already know in English, and I write it down on an empty body on the board. I use a PowerPoint for this. And if you think, what is that little noise on the background? That's my little nephew who is making a lot of noises. After the introduction, the children get a worksheet with some body parts words. They have to count how many words are on that paper. After the worksheet, we started the activity. I divided the children in pairs of 2. After that, I hand out some post-its at the children, wrote down the words of the body parts they know and stick them on their body. You can see here some photos I took.
This lesson will be about body parts. Does anyone know a body part? Weet iemand van een lichaamsdeel in het Engels? Philippe? Nose. What is your nose? What's your nose? Yari.
Hair.
Hair. What is your hair? Joris. Your head. Your head. Anouk. Your shoulder. Yes. Okay. I am wondering which body parts you already know. Ik ben benieuwd welke lichaamsdelen jullie al weten. Sophie, which body part do you know?
Hair.
Hair. Show hair. Does anyone know what this body part is? Raise your finger if you know. Toby, do you know what this body part is?
Elbow.
Elbow. Very good. Elbow. Elbow. Does anyone know? Do you call this body part? Ali. Do you call this body part?
Face.
What do you call this body part? Ali, ik wijs mijn lichaamsdeel aan. A knee. Very good. Knee.
After the worksheet, we started the activity. I divided the children in pairs of 2. After that, I hand out some post-its at the children, wrote down the words of the body parts they know and stick them on their body. You can see here some photos I took. lesson we played a little game like Simon Says. If Simon says touch your knee, the children have to touch their knee. But if you only say touch your knee, the children are game over. So they have to listen very carefully what you say. Did she said Simon says? Otherwise there will be game over. They had so much fun playing the game. It was in the beginning really hard to understand because it was the first lesson of English, but they had a really nice time.
Alright, Simon says touch your nose. Simon says touch your hair. Simon says touch your teeth. Simon says touch your toe. Touch your bottom.
Now I'm going to reflect my lesson. The things that went well are: 1, the combination of Dutch and English. My mentor did tell me that I have to use Dutch words, otherwise they won't understand me because they haven't had an English lesson before. Point 2, my preparation was good. All I needed was laying in front of me. Point 3, my gestures and facial expressions were clear. The children understood me very well. The things I have to work on are giving more information about the body parts in English. If I gave a following lesson about body parts, I could give them more information. The important thing was that the children used the English names of the body parts. The children reached the goals I made during the lesson. And I observed the children. The children were concerned the whole lesson. It was a nice way of learning words. Was your language of learning understandable and complete? Yes, my mentor told me before the lesson started I shouldn't talk English the whole time. I have to explain the words also in Dutch, otherwise they won't understand me because they never had an English lesson before. So you can point at your knee and they will understand, but the basic phrases they don't understand. So at the beginning I have to translate it. Was your language for learning within the children's zone of proximal development, was it complete? Yes, I used very basic words and I knew they understood me because they were giving the correct answers at the questions. Which language through the learning came up spontaneously during the lesson? The children used a lot of Dutch spontaneously. I corrected children in English, but not the whole time. Sometimes I forgot to talk in English, but at most times I talk English during the lesson. Yeah. Cooperation. Communication with the group and the subgroup went very well. We started this subgroup chat on WhatsApp and told each other some tips and tricks. Everyone had their own task. Jim made the lesson and Chris, Kirsten and I were responsible for the worksheets. Our plan was to give this lesson in the internship week. We made our own deadline so that every part of the lesson was finished before the week started. Feedback. The feedback you got from the In Holland teacher. Enki, so you, were very excited about this idea, but you couldn't see the lesson before because you had at the time a broken wrist. The feedback you got from classmates. We checked each other's work to see if there were any mistakes or things that should be different. And the feedback I got from my mentor. She was very excited about this lesson. The children also were very excited, and maybe she would give another lesson about body parts because it was such a nice subject. And the children loved it, she loved it, so yeah, it was a good feedback. And thank you for watching this video. I hope it was nice to look at and I wish you a good day and maybe we see each other again.